Hey guys, today I'm going to go over a little backtrack. If you guys know what backtrack is, it's a Linux distribution with tons of pre-installed security tools. A lot of them are meant for a little bit of shady activity, but it actually has a lot of useful things other than just pure hacking, like anything malicious. So this is actually good for system administrators to do pen tests on their systems and networks to make sure that their system and networks are secure. Because someone out there is eventually going to run the same scans and same penetration tests on your network, so you really want to do it first. So I always recommend before putting any system in production to run some sort of penetration test or scan on your servers to make sure that there are no known vulnerabilities, at least at that time. And again, like while in production, you might want to schedule some downtime and do scans regularly because software always comes out with security vulnerabilities. There's always new things discovered about existing products and versions that you might not be aware of. You don't get the updates, or you miss the updates, or any notification of serious vulnerabilities on your servers, and then all of a sudden your machine's in production, a serious well-known vulnerability is out there, and you guys are sitting there like, yeah, a victim waiting to happen. So I would always recommend doing these security updates. So I will go ahead and show you how to do an installation backtrack. And there's some basic tools on there. I'm not going to go over it now. I might make another video. So today I'm just going to go over how to install it, how to log in, and how basically, where some of the software is located. So just keep watching and I'll show you guys really how easy this is to do.
The first thing you need to do is go to backtrack-linux.org. Off this website, if you click on download on the top, you're going to be able to download an ISO. First, it'll take us to this website. We're going to select our desktop environment. There's KDE and GNOME, 32-bit versus 64-bit, and you need to choose if you want to download the ISO or a torrent. So I'm going to go ahead and download the ISO. Once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and click on download, and it will start downloading. It is a little long, so it'll take a few minutes. It'll take you to the next page. You do not need to fill out the form information. Next, I'm going to download UNet booting. The website is provided below. I'm going to download this so I could make my ISO bootable off a USB device. I'm going to go ahead and click on download on the top link there, and it'll take me to this SourceForge page. The download is very quick. Now once I have my ISO downloaded and my UNet boot executable, I'm going to run the UNet booting executable. I'm just going to start up this wizard. I'm going to choose my backtrack distribution. I'm going to choose 64-bit as my option. You notice there's a few options there. It doesn't say revision 3, but I noticed that the KDE revision 1 64-bit works just fine. Next, I'm going to double check my USB device. I want to make sure I choose the correct drive letter. Once I have done that, I'm going to go ahead and click OK. A progress window will open up. This process does take a few minutes, so just be patient. Plug your USB drive into your computer. Now boot off that device. Some hotkeys that you can use: Escape, F2, F10. Once you do this, you should be presented with this menu. These are some backtrack options. I choose the default option on the top. It'll bring us and boot into our backtrack environment. You can see the boot up screen here, and eventually you come up to a console. That prompt is all you get from this point. You have to type in start X to actually bring up your KDE or GNOME desktop environment. If you do not do that, it is only command line based. Some of the past root passwords and username is root, and then the reverse of root, toor. This distribution doesn't require that, but if you're using an older distribution, then you do. Once you do this, you are in the Backtrack Live environment. In this environment, all the same tools are available. See all the tools listed here. As you can see, there are a number of tools that do a wide variety of things. One of the more popular tools is Metasploit and Armitage. These are some more popular penetration tools commonly used. I'm not going to go over it now. In the future, I might do a tutorial. But as you can see, there's some reverse engineering here, stress test, information gathering, vulnerability assessment. So many tools, I can't even begin to tell you. So to do a tutorial on all of them is not possible right now, but I'll go over some of them later. Now, once you do that, you notice on the top left screen it says install backtrack. Now, if you double click on that icon, it will actually start the wizard to do the installation for a permanent install on your hardware. So either a laptop or desktop. So double click that. It will bring up a wizard. This wizard should be similar to a Ubuntu wizard. Now first it will ask you about your language, which is pretty much standard in all Linux distributions or any operating system in general. Followed by determining what region you are in to go ahead and set the time. Go ahead and click on that map. Next, you'll try to determine your keyboard layout. Go ahead and check to make sure it's correct, and then hit forward. Now it's going to go over your disk partition. Be very, very careful. If you want to set this up as a dual boot, be very careful. Back up your data first. Otherwise, you could say erase entire disk and use default partition. This is pretty much safe. It's going to go ahead and partition out your disk, and once it's done, it'll go ahead and start copying over the files. It'll take a few minutes to do this. So go ahead and continue testing your live environment or restart your machine, and it'll bring you to your Backtrack install that is on your physical hardware. Good luck and have fun with Backtrack, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave it below. Do your installation of Backtrack today. Learn some of these tools, run scans on your network, and be sure you guys aren't sitting there with well-known vulnerabilities, because you guys do not want to be hacked. It's such a royal pain. So go ahead and try this today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!